Welcome everyone to session 16 of The Space Between. And yeah, we're gonna start off with a recap from Cherry's point of view.
All right, sorry. So as I was saying, I wrote the recap as Cherry sort of in the middle of editing, trying to put together a video for her blog. So this is a very rough edit, what we start out with anyway. So uh Yahoo! Welcome back, my little blossoms. If any of you watched my last video and you're asking Saik and Donati, well, don't you worry. As usual, hold on to your cups because I'm about to spill the bubble tea.
Oh my.
A new animation plays across the screen of bubble tea cups spilling and Cherry's logo fading in and out. So, since my trip to Urala and my mini series on their religion, I've actually been super busy with content for my newest installment in my travel vlog. Okay, so I'm actually not allowed to say where I am yet because so few humans are allowed here. Um, the video up to this point has been very well cut and edited, but here we see the unedited video as Cherry pauses and stares down at her notes. This is so frustrating. How am I supposed to make public content out of a secret job? Okay, pull it together, Cherry. What do we have so far? Okay, notes. This phylactery is a pre-stream AI. Imagine what information it could have. And that poor AI stuck in there all alone for all these years. I think I can suppress the security system to cut off the security bots and the klaxon. Okay, did that. Could Zeke use his teleport skill to get in and out safely? Yeah, did that. Um, Bo somehow knows how to speak the same language as me. Unfortunate. Why is life so complicated away from home? Um, Ava's able to talk to our benefactor into upping our percentage from 10 to 20% if we get this thing right. I got to actually do what I'm good at, and it worked. My plan worked. Take that, mom. So proud of myself. And then I just drew a bunch of question marks. Cherry glances over at the glowing blue stone on the table that they were able to swipe from the ruins they had searched with Sarah Lloyd. If she and Pete were right, this was an actual true AI phylactery sitting on the table. What have we done? And recap.
All right. Very nicely done. Yeah, so last time we left off having completed the job on Dimnoff, gotten out with quite the haul, and a larger than promised payday from the employer. So, where do you guys want to pick up?
Well, it's a few days travel to get back, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, several days in metadimensional space, which will go uneventfully.
Okay.
Anybody have ideas for how they'd spend the time?
Counting the credits.
Well, I think that's dependent on how much we sell it for, right?
Yeah, you're still gonna get the the payday that was promised, but then depending on how much Sarah Lloyd is able to get for the item, then she's going to give you 20%.
Right. Um. Well, Eva can be found here and there around the ship. There's always something to fix. And if her extrasensory perception detects that there's somebody within hearing range, she will be talking.
Yeah, one thing that she has to take time for at one point is a few floor panels that get snagged on Harry's treads and come loose in one part of the ship. Sarah comes only mildly concerned to you with that report. It's an easy fix for Eva.
I imagine that Sarah's probably expecting to like get some kind of expense report or damage. How much is it going to cost Sarah? Eva just gets her tools and starts fixing it. I mean, she doesn't just walk away from Sarah. She
Yeah.
thanks her for letting her know, and she'll fix that right away.
She nods and says thank you and goes on her business, watching carefully where Carrie goes. She takes her on a little walk around the ship.
Cute.
It's not possible for Pete to like talk to the AI through the phylactery in some sort of way. Like touch the little audio player to it, I'm assuming is not the kind of connection it needs.
No, that's not super likely to be the case. And actually, let's see. So, let's see. Cherry had been, I guess Cherry had gotten a little bit of time with it in their room, but Sarah keeps it pretty close to the chest most of the time. She's fairly protective of it.
I imagine so. Pete would just be curious to ask it like a question.
Yeah, he gets the idea that he's gonna have to like when he first mentions that to Sarah, she kind of deflects, like, oh, maybe later. And he gets the impression he's gonna have to really make the case to her for something like that, to try to communicate with it.
Know that he would. If she's gonna defer, put it off, he probably would just be like, whatever. Just leave it alone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's not gonna indebt himself in any way to her.
Makes sense. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, and that actually reminds me, Danielle, I think you had messaged me about some stuff before, at the end of last session, and she would get a similar response when she asked. Just
What was
a
the response that she got?
basically not right now, maybe later, but you can tell she's just kind of trying to say no without explicitly saying no.
We love it. Great.
I can tell. Uh, all right, so I think that leaves. Did we get anything from Zeke?
No, I'm sorry. I got distracted for a moment texting Alyssa.
No, that's okay. Well, we can. Fine. Nobody else has anything for the metaspace trip, then we can move on ahead to arrival.
Cherry would continue practicing darts.
We're gonna have some darts experts. Oh yeah, let's see a
We could roll off a dart competition.
I was gonna say, if with the amount of time Cherry's been spending practicing darts, I feel like I need a shoot with dexterity skill check just to see how her darts career is coming along.
I would, but I'm currently
Oh,
out.
true. Well, then I guess me, myself, and I will roll it.
Sounds great.
Let's see. Dexterity. Okay. 5.
Hmm.
So it's going.
There's a lot of pock marks.
Oh, couldn't do much better. That's my thing.
At least the dart can't penetrate the hull.
Right. Bo is having an off week. His darts throwing. Seems like there's something on his mind.
From the cargo bay. Shrill cry. No penetration!
Nope. Not again. Used to use the word penetration.
I am gonna be the bigger individual about that one.
Yeah, after a particular miss, there's a
Pete will yell, "She means don't pierce the hull, you nimwits."
That's what she said.
there's like a
Sure.
hollow echoing clanging that travels down the wall and pings off something in a below deck. But surely Eva heard.
Oh yeah.
Pete just left it alone there. Like, anything else just gonna make it worse.
It's true.
I was gonna say Cherry just straight up left at that point.
Well, add that to the list of things that Eva fixes.
And retrieves, including the lost dart that'll have to be retrieved from down in the bowels of the ship, where nobody else but her is allowed to go,
Mm-hmm.
and she's certainly not going to make an exception for someone who would have gotten the dart there in the first place. Not the sort to be trusted with access to those parts of the ship.
Nope. They're probably too small for him anyways.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely a crawl space. Uh, just uh,
Oh, is she
uh,
down there now?
She'd be down there fairly shortly after the dart got lost.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, because these crawl
cool.
spaces, a lot of them, they're not nearly as finished out as they would be on a typical kind of fresh off the presses kind of ship.
Hmm.
Because Pete and Eva cut some corners in piecing this thing together, save a few tens or tens of thousands of credits worth of parts. So yeah, it's not the most noob friendly crawl space anyway.
Um. Well, Ash, if she's down there, is she down there now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um. She would hear maybe a bang after a couple seconds, and then Cherry going, "Oh," and just like rustling around from kind of further back up towards the entrance to the crawl space.
Oh, Cherry, I can hear you. That means you can hear me.
Hey, how did you get down here, or like down as far as you are down there?
Eva slides herself along the floor, and Cherry just knows that now there's grease all over her back. And she looks up through one of those little tiny floor vents that is just supposed to be for air. Apparently, people go in there too. Um,
There's a myriad of expressions playing across Cherry's face right now.
I crawled in through the crawl space. All ships have them. You need them for maintenance and for retrieving darts. How did it even bounce this far? Like, this is the farthest Bo could possibly have missed the dartboard. This is at least 6.4 meters.
I don't know if it was Bo. Anyway, hey, could I have just a talk with you for a second?
Sure. She just peers up through the vent.
Um, Cherry would like gingerly, because she had already been on hands and knees, like trying to figure out where in the world Ava had disappeared to. Um, on hands and knees, she'll just very gingerly lift the vent up off of Ava's face. She'll say, yeah, so she's gonna look around. Is there anyone nearby right now other than Eva? I didn't know if Ethan, like if your character was also looking for said dart or not.
No, he switched to just throwing his buck knife at the
That
Yeah,
doesn't
dartboard,
matter, but okay.
he knows the drill around here.
and now he's encouraging Zeke to throw kitchen knives at the dartboard.
They're not properly balanced. Anyway. So she would be looking around and coming to the conclusion that she has privacy at the moment. She would say, so I am kind of worried about that AI phylactery rock thing. How do we know Miss Lloyd is gonna make good on paying us?
Well, we don't. But there has to be some trust.
Yeah, see, you're using that word has to, like has to. I really don't think there has to be.
But there does. She trusted us that we wouldn't just kill her and take it. And that was suggested, so it came up.
Is the floor immediately around Cherry clean or not?
Um,
On the outside of the air duct?
well, would you say that this is in Cherry's room or not because of Sarah?
Not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say this is down kind of in the, you know, maintenance access area, cargo bay, or maybe a maintenance closet, something like that.
It's probably not very clean. It's not gonna be as dirty as Eva seems to find everywhere. But it's not clean.
She'll very ginger kind of lay down and prop herself up on her elbows to speak closer to uh Ava. It's
Aw,
just,
it's like we have a bunk bed.
did you ever have a bunk bed growing up?
No.
Mm.
But like I always thought about like if I got invited over to people's houses and they had bunk beds, I would lay on the bottom and look up, and they would lay on the top and look down.
Cherry looks amused. Uh, why haven't you built a bunk bed yet then?
There's just
Any- oh,
okay.
anyway, just she's guarding this thing really close to the chest, and I haven't even gotten to play with it. I mean, like, do digging or anything. And, like, I just really don't get opportunity like this often. And she's so uptight about it. I'm just worried that, like, she's going to screw us over.
I think that's just a risk that we take. I know it sucks, but that's just we don't have any way to guarantee, and I can't blame her for being protective of it if it's as valuable as she thinks it is.
Guess not.
She doesn't know any of us.
I mean, we've been on the ship together long enough. Well, that might be a point against us, actually, with Bo hanging around. Well,
What do you
never
think
mind,
is on there?
man. I don't know, but I really am dying to find out.
Eva throws out a speculation. An AI war mind that was lost from Terran Mandate.
In an office building?
It was a crashed office building.
Yeah, but before it crashed, it was an office building.
Maybe that's just where the best servers were. Oh, maybe it's a corporate war mind AI from the Terran Mandate.
I don't know. I'm still not convinced.
I
Maybe if I ask her really nicely one more time.
I think maybe she's worried that we might break it. Cause like I mean, I think about that all the time when Bo is he's throwing knives at my wall right now, isn't he?
There's a really
You hear
loud.
another, like thong through or through the bulkhead that the dartboard is attached to.
Wait, that sounded like a fork. That was definitely multiple times vibrating.
Eva, focus.
Oh.
Eva.
Okay. But forks have this really cool resonant frequency.
I'm not Bo.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab some spoons, Zeke. Let's see what else will stick in this thing.
Where is Pete?
Trying to stop them in the hallway. Like, look, it's gonna cost you 5 credits for every miss. Get out of here. And apparently they misinterpreted that. Bo took it as, oh, we bet 5 credits every throw, and he was trying to correct it. No, don't miss. Hit the board.
I don't think we have any play here, Jerry. She knew where this thing was, or she knew where those ruins were. By the Treasure Hunter Guild's bylaws, it's hers. I don't know if she's part of the Treasure Hunters Guild, or if the Treasure Hunters Guild is real.
I was gonna say, as soon as she said that name, Cherry's eyebrow would creep higher and higher. Where did you hear about the Treasure Hunters Guild?
Back of a cereal box.
Oh no, it's a Moons reference coming up in 3, 2,
That's where
1.
Bo read about it.
Indiana Jane and the Temple of the Three Moons.
Ugh. Thumps her head onto the floor and then immediately recoils and rubs the back of her wrist on her forehead. I don't think that's real.
I mean, maybe it isn't, but I think the theory behind it is, or at least it makes sense. Like, if I did the research and found a place, I wouldn't want the ship that I hired to take me there to try and say, no, now this is mine or theirs. But you know what I mean. And I'd be real scared of that.
Barry pulls a face that Eva is not quite sure she's seen before.
I think Eva's gonna interpret that as, you're so right, Eva. Why didn't I see this before?
Carrie sighs heavily and looks around and says, all right, well, if I'm not allowed to play with the glowing blue rock that is a once in a lifetime opportunity, then what else can I
Cherry,
do?
can you offer any kind of carrot?
What
I
do you
mean,
mean?
did you just go up to her and ask if you could play with her rock?
I did, and just,
But that's
I mean, I didn't say it like that. I just,
why it's a gemstone, right?
It's a phylactery. I mean, the entire AI could be on there. It could just be the backup code, or I mean, imagine the conversations you could have with that thing.
So then tell her that. And you have to, Cherry, I know you're really good at selling things, and so I'm going to give you some advice to help you be even better. And it's something I read in not a Jennifer Moons novel, but in lots of different books about making a case for how your interaction can profit her. It's a little bit of an advanced concept. I'm waiting for Cherry to interrupt her at any point.
I think a
Very-
knife might interrupt y'all after that last roll.
Oh no. Okay, yes, I'm gonna go with that. Eva shrieks. Something touched my foot.
Oh my gosh, do you have rats?
No. Did Bo keep the badger? Is there a badger on my foot?
Cherry would shriek.
Eva shrieks too. Get off! And in her flailing in the very confined space, she manages to. Yeah, it's just a half of the knife, but she manages to flip it from one leg to the other, so something else has touched her foot. It's climbing on me.
Cherry bolts.
Oh, no. Eva called out for Pete.
Pete comes clomping over and says, "What, Eva? I'm trying to get 5 credits from
There's a
Zeke for
badger
the
on my
repairs."
feet. Please get it off.
A badger?
Yes. It's just
Pulls out
resting
like
there.
a compad that he's got with him, and he turns on the flashlight. I'm assuming he just sees the knife laying against her foot.
He probably has to like go around the wall or something. She's packed into one of those little bit
Okay.
shafts.
Well,
But yeah.
he'll walk around the wall and look at her foot and be like, that's a really sharp and pointy knife-looking badger there, Eva.
I know
I'm
they
glad you weren't
are.
bit."
They're scary.
He'll bend over, pick it up, and be like, "Eva, it was the knife. Slid
Bo
into your
yells-
foot hilt first."
He yells from the floor above, "I knew Daisy had babies."
Hey, Ben.
You've gone and first made Bo's day, and you're about to ruin his day. Yes.
Never mind, actually. Never mind.
Okay.
Eva will end up extracting herself. Get a little bit of help from Pete to pull her back out. Get a little bit faster.
Oh yeah.
She is a little bit freaked out, thinking that there was a badger on her.
And he'll pat her shoulder and say, "Calm down. You know we set those rat traps ages ago. They've never gone off once."
You're right. I forgot about those. Glad there weren't any down that passage.
Maybe take a flashlight next time,
I
just in
assume
case.
headlamp.
I mean, she's probably so familiar she didn't care initially.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking that's what it was. Is she thinks that she knows where everything is in there, and she doesn't. I got Bo's dart.
Okay. I would say we should take down the dartboard, but if we take it down, they'll just start throwing it at the wall. So I said, you owe 5 credits for every miss.
That's actually a good idea.
Thanks. I have a good one every now and then.
And maybe, do we have any empty crates? We need to get them away from the wall.
We might even have one of them empty badger crates left over, but
Payback. Every time he throws a dart, he has to think of Daisy.
yeah, that'd do it.
That was mean of me.
I mean, you gotta punish him somehow. He does seem a little dense in the noggin.
Eva kind of rolls her eyes. Gonna punish him by making him a real dartboard.
I think that's called a reward, Eva.
Cherry pokes her head back around the door.
Oh, hey, Cherry.
Is the like rodent thing gone? Do you still have your feet?
Pete just holds up the knife.
Oh my gosh, did you put it in the vent? That's gonna reek.
No, this is what touched her foot. It was the knife that was thrown.
Did Bo just almost stab you in the foot?
Kind of, yeah.
Bo! She's gonna turn around and go off after Bo.
Oh no.
Oh boy. That's gonna provoke a fight.
From afar off, you can hear her volume rising and something mentioned about getting back in the kitchen where he belongs.
Oh no.
Oh, snap.
This escalated quickly.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Though later Cherry would claim she meant the knives belonged in the kitchen.
How is a 9 for a hit, Ben?
Yeah, 9's pretty solid. It's on the board.
Okay. What if he was trying to ricochet it off of the opposite bulkhead before it hit the dartboard?
Eva is going to slather glue all over every single wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it would. I think they were doing a lot of clanging going on.
But does it make it to the dartboard?
No, sadly not.
Oh. So she makes it in just in time for his knife to bounce off of several bulkheads and land in a couch cushion.
The trick shot was a close miss. At least close
Does
as
this
such
while
things are measured.
Cherry is standing in front of him.
Sorry, what about her standing in front of him?
I said, does he throw that while Cherry is yelling?
I think as she's coming in, yelling something about getting back to the kitchen, he was saying something like, "Hey Zeke, I bet I can bounce it off the back wall and hit the dartboard."
5 credit says you can't.
Good thing I threw before the bet. What was he saying about almost stabbing Eva?
Sounds like that's directed to Sherry.
Cherry.
Danielle.
Hey, you broke up, Danielle.
Oh, I just posted a meme, a GIF. I said, "This is Cherry right now."
Oh,
Um, sorry, my brain literally just almost went Irish brogue. I'm used to when I flip on the angry switch going Saoirse, but this is Cherry.
Hmm.
All right, so Cherry, hey Ben, can you just roll a d6 and or 2d6 and tell me on a scale of 1 to 12 how close the dart came to hitting Cherry?
8 out of 12.
Okay.
Is that good
So,
or bad?
huh?
Is that
He,
good or
he,
bad?
he was bouncing pretty close off off a wall, pretty close to where she came in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's coming around the corner and it bounces off the wall extremely close to where she was coming around the corner
Mhm.
and then hits the wall. Does it stick in the dartboard?
No,
Is that
it's stuck in a couch.
all right? Cherry pauses and then turns around to see Bo and Zeke. And how well does Zeke know her facial expressions? I'll ask that.
Not well enough.
Great. She looks very apathetic, but she grabs the dart out of the couch.
Oh, it's not a dart, it's a buck knife.
Okay, buck knife. Grabs the buck knife out of the couch and walks towards them. And when she gets very, very close, she's going to say, she'll start out calmly, but then her volume will mount and she'll say, "At what point did you think throwing this knife at the wall that has a vent in which our captain is crawling was a good idea?" I'm sorry. I assumed in that question that there was a point at which you thought about this. How about you take this knife and get back in the kitchen where it belongs?
And who are you directing that at?
Nope, we lost Danielle.
Oh, oh.
Dang it. Hello?
Yep.
Whoa.
I heard all of that. I just assumed you were directing it at Ethan.
Yeah. It was all at Bo. Is it going through right now? Because everyone's just really quiet.
I think they're
Asia's
plotting
just
and
dead.
processing.
If Bo is just staring at her,
I think, no, but he'd say, well, I figured it was all right because I don't miss. Might need to talk to Zeke over there. I think he's the one who sent a kitchen knife down through the crawl space.
Well, Pete bet me 5 credits that I could hit the board with the knife.
Yeah, and Petey was sweetening the pot, so we got to start throwing stuff at the dartboard.
He literally told them it was not a bet. And he even said it in front of Cherry.
There's a distant sound of bus tires bumping twice.
Bo, please, for the love of keeping our captain's ankles intact, go make dinner. Zeke, please go apologize to the person who's kindly letting us stay on this side of the airlock for nicking her ankles with a knife.
Oh, uh-oh.
There
Did
she
we lose
goes.
somebody again? Oh,
Yeah, we lost Regan.
We'll probably apologize to Ava.
Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't his intention to nick her ankles with a knife.
What? When?
I don't know. Cherry said that they got you with a knife.
Oh, that was the badger knife.
I thought it was a dinner knife, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, I'm sorry.
Did Cherry do anything with the poster of Pete that was on the dartboard?
What?
Did she do anything with that?
I think she was too distracted by the fact that she almost got a knife to the face coming around the
Did she-
corner.
Did she miss the CP30 Fun Police?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, was Zeke
If he corner, he was
was
Cherry attempting to usher Bo towards the kitchen.
I
Yeah,
mean,
when-
he'd probably be coming around the corner behind Eva.
yeah, I think either Bo or Zeke would have had the presence of mind to think they should do something about it. Now Bo is under he's receiving the primary force of Cherry's ire right now. He
I was just say I think that went up after Zeke was done throwing knives.
yeah, it looked I think it was prepped to be thrown at. So do you think what would Zeke be doing right now? Is he sticking around and
Well,
No, I mean he went to apologize to.
yeah, I just still want to finish that scene too.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's gone. I guess Bo is trying to evade Cherry. Going around, he's saying, "Oh, come on, the chicken's still marinating. You're trying to get me in there early. You gotta ruin dinner."
Oh no,
She
fear.
ignores him
Okay.
and keeps shoving him.
I guess if he's hearing Pete, well, I don't know. I think he's definitely in doubling down mode. So yeah, he's not going to get it.
I feel like so Zeke went to find Eva and apologize to her,
Mhm.
and Pete was with her. Is that what I was hearing?
Yeah, Pete would be following close behind her.
Okay.
He might come to an empty rec room. Yes, with the poster still up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, unless I'm thinking he's gonna have to roll like a mental save for self-control on that.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I saw that going badly.
Oh. Is Pete seeing it after Zeke has finished apologizing to Eva? You said that that Pete's with Eva, right?
Yeah, Pete's behind Eva, and he glances to the side and sees it.
Okay, well, let me respond with Eva real quick, cause
Go ahead.
yeah, Zeke could just apologize for the badger knifing.
Mm-hmm.
Eh, it just scared me. I thought it was a badger.
A badger?
Well, yeah, it landed on my legs and I didn't know what it was.
I guess it's as fair a assumption as anything else, I guess.
Bo
Seems a
did try
bit.
to sneak that badger back onto the ship.
Aren't they a lot bigger than knives?
I, you know how things feel bigger when you can't see them?
That's fair.
And like, I was cramped in real tight and.
Well,
Anyways, it's not about the badger. Thank you for apologizing.
if it makes you feel better, I can assure you we've had a lot of time to talk about these badgers over our many games of darts, and I don't think they're present.
That does make me feel better. Would you say that Pete has seen the thing by now?
Probably. He was probably getting bored and looks to the side, and Eva would catch like a red gleam from his eyes off the bulkhead.
Pete?
He doesn't say anything. Just reaches out and just shreds the portrait off of the dartboard.
Oh, Eva didn't really, I don't think, get a good look at it. Pete, what's wrong? Eva circles around in front of Pete. She'll put her
He'll just say, "Bo."
puts her hands on his shoulders. Doesn't understand you.
And his presence is optional.
No. No, it's not. If we're gonna be doing things like what we just did, then he looks over at Zeke. We need Zeke and we need Cherry and we need you. And we also need someone like Bo.
We don't need an idiot throwing knives, making holes in the hull, and killing everyone except myself and the other robot on board.
I think if he had it his way, Cherry was wandering back in from shoving Bo into the kitchen. He would reverse that.
What if I put the knife board? It's not a knife board, the dart board in the airlock so that when he missed. No, I don't
It
want that.
punctured the airlock.
Yeah, I don't want that.
He's just gonna puncture the bulkhead next to the airlock.
Everyone needs.
If I hear hissing, he dies first.
That's fair. Cherry's typing out on her comm pad. She looks distracted.
Everyone needs something to do on a ship, and Zeke, you like throwing them too, so we'll get a proper dart area set up. Enclosed, so no more holes in my ship.
That makes sense.
And I like your idea of 5 credits for every miss. It's like a swear jar, but like a suck jar.
Goes to the ship fund for repairs, though.
Cherry's making that
It
face.
wasn't a bet. It wasn't a bet.
Jerry's making what face?
The face that she made earlier that you couldn't quite figure out. And she kind of mumbles, I don't suck. I just don't know how to do it yet.
Well, then you have to pay to learn. Oh, Cherry, did you miss too?
Whatever, it's a stupid game. And then she's gonna like turn around and grumble something about finding Sarah's rock.
Oh, I have some ideas that I think we should workshop. Something that maybe you could present or propose to Sarah. Things that would make it less of a can I pet your rock and more of a I want to increase profits for both of us.
Can this wait until I'm done pouting?
Oh, okay. When do you start? Are you pouting right now?
Oh my gosh, leave me alone.
Oh, it's so cute. You're pouting.
Cherry's face is more red than her hair, which is pink, granted, but it went straight past pink to red. And she just attempts to close her door as quickly as possible.
With a smile on her face, Eva turns and looks at the cargo bay, hunting for some place to put a dang dart arena.
Better be made out of shipping pallets or it'll bounce back and kill one of them. Rolling that one.
Yeah, I think that'll be a manageable endeavor.
Yeah.
Sounds like we just need to come up with a ship floor plan that includes a space that can be a sometimes dart arena.
Okay.
Dart, I don't know what that would be called.
A darting lane?
Yeah, maybe a lane for darts.
What it really is a shooting range, just for
Mhm.
Not firearms yet.
Yeah.
Me, not Eva, but me, I'm planning ahead and thinking this is probably going to evolve into an actual shooting range.
True.
Void carbines only.
With all this money
Fair.
we're about to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Though probably we need to upgrade the ship a bit. Less aluminum plating for the hull, for one thing.
Angry cooking noises.
Angry cooking noises. It's just great.
Angry cooking noises intensifies.
Thing or two. Oh, good stuff. All right. Well,
Who's frenemies?
Oh, Bo and Pete.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Say absolutely.
100% though.
More enemies at this point, but sure.
Yeah, like the reason I didn't actually have Pete go after him when failing that check is just because Pete understands how a company, like a mercenary company, works.
Yeah. He
But
knows
if it
that.
was on a battlefield, he would have just left him there dead. So
Wait, what?
yeah, just don't Lazarus patch him when somebody else shoots him. Oops, I couldn't get there in time. Sorry, enemy
Hmm.
left behind. But he wouldn't take proactive action on it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Just be negligent. Got it.
Yeah. Oops.
So Pete, where Pete was on a mercenary. He was. I guess he was a mercenary. Like in
Yeah.
recent times as a VI.
Yeah. As a VI.
Mm, okay.
Yep. That was before he and Eva put the ship together. But yeah, pretty recent.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, this is like a I was gonna say I was kind of getting some vibes with Pete and Bo that there's some element of too much alike to be able to get along easily.
Possibly.
Well, anywho, does anybody else had anything for the I guess for this collection of scenes, then we can wrap it and move on. Maybe sometime later, Sarah Lloyd ventures into the kitchen, following the smells of whatever Bo's cooking. Just kind of scoping out everything, looking to see where everybody is, and uh, evidently wanted to wait until after all the raised voices and clanging around the hull of the ship died down.
So,
It's just drill madness and everybody. It'll pass.
I want to ask you a real quick question before you carry her through this, Ben.
Okay.
Does Eva have the pallets that she needs to start working on the dart range now?
Yeah, I'd say that you guys had some spare parts in the ship and whatnot. Some some scrap that's really not even worth calling spare parts
Okay.
that she could be repurposing to make something of a dartboard lane. She would want to be spending, actually good and useful parts on this.
Not yet. That's what the mist jar is for.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next question is, do you suppose Sarah recognizes the difference between the clanging of knives and darts off of a board that's not supposed to be a board, and Eva hammering things into a facsimile of a range? Because Eva hasn't come for food yet. She's busy.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't have a particular scene in mind. Just wanted to make it clear that she was staying out of Dodge until some of the drama blew over.
Hmm.
But seeing that things had maybe settled down a little bit, she'd be eating and trying to make small talk with Bo. Though in his current mood, she might give up on that fairly quickly. Just in just the interest of not antagonizing him. But other than a little speed bump in the trip, I think everything else goes smoothly enough, and the crew members find ways to live with and live around each other.
Or just live and let live.
Yeah, in some cases involving slightly more avoidance than in other cases.
You
think
don't say.
think Pete probably notices that Eva doesn't come around to bed. She
Jerry
Okay.
eventually sought her out again.
she has fallen asleep in the dart range.
I don't
Hammer.
know. I feel like Pete might wander out knowing that that's not unusual.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
That's
Ooh.
fair.
Does he have a? It's it's an hour past her average bedtime. Better go pick her up and put her in her bed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
That kind of
thinking.
dynamic.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That he comes wandering out like his she's supposed to be in bed alarm went off.
I like that. So yeah, he finds her kind of let's see. Dex, how do you do you care to describe what this dartboard contraption is that she's building or
Well, I think it's just going to be a simple lane, uh, fairly narrow, a little bit more than shoulder width apart or shoulder width wide.
mhm.
Kind of estimating Bo's size on that. Um, and it's just a longer section of the cargo bay that doesn't have immediate and easy clamp access, so is less likely to be used for actual cargo. Um,
Okay.
it would be the last space in the cargo bay used for cargo, and she's just constructing a. I mean, this is not in any way challenging her engineering skills. She's just
Mhm.
building a lane of pallets with a dartboard at the end of it and a little nearby ledge for the mist jar.
Nice. Yeah, and imagine that this little wall of pallets could be pretty easily uh it could almost be fold be made to be able to fold down with a
Yeah.
little work in case the space were absolutely needed.
Yeah,
So
actually, that reminds me. That was part of my thought was to make it so that it can be easily slid in on itself, in case we did need the space. Yeah, or fold it down. That's actually a better idea, because then you've got pallets on which to put things.
hmm
Yeah,
thanks. Um
you're smart
so
sometimes.
yeah, I imagine that Pete finds Eva kind of draped over a pallet, you know, partially fastened to another one, laying at a funny angle with her the hammer, and meta tool still kind of deployed, you know, just laying on the pallet there.
Is Cherry
Yeah.
coming around at the same time?
Um,
I think Danielle wants
I
Cherry to look
imagine.
for her also.
Yeah.
Probably after Pete finds her.
Okay.
So, where
I
was
imagine she probably walks around as he starts to like pick her up
yeah.
and is kind of like cradling Eva, kind of kicking the tool back into the little lane of dart stuff. He kind of whispers, "Can you hold the door?"
Eva, in her sleep, mumbles some measurements.
Yeah, I can get the door.
Thanks.
She pouts again. This is
She doesn't have an off switch.
she does not.
She just keeps going.
Where do you put her?
Back in bed.
There's a bed in that room because last I saw it looked like a junkyard.
I mean, yes, it's like a junkyard, yes, but there is a bed in there.
Does it have parts on it?
I
Never
don't
mind.
know. I haven't looked at it recently.
She
It always
Shove-
has parts.
shoves past him and walks towards Eva's room.
I'll just kind of shrug and keep heading back to Eva's room.
She'll pass him again once he gets closer to Eva's room. And then she'll stop, take a couple steps back, and hold the door open to Eva's room.
Thank you.
Does Eva stir at any point during this process?
Hmm.
How sound asleep is she at this point?
I really don't know.
And she goes till she passes out. I'm a guess pretty sound.
Yeah, probably.
Just as someone who has a 3-year-old of a similar disposition, I'm going to put that out there.
Right.
For the record, I was not going to compare Eva to a 3-year-old,
It's
but you know.
it's apt. In some
Yeah, so
ways.
Pete will set her down
So
in
he
her
would-
bed after sweeping some of the junk off.
well, I was going to say he would find that Cherry had taken a lot of the Doom piles and moved them to the floor and outright kicked what looked like a large pile of miscellaneous items at the foot of the bed off onto the ground.
Thank you. I
Rip her
usually have to do
organization
that
system.
myself.
Cherry shrugs and then she shuts the door.
He'll lay Eva down in the bed and pull the blanket up and head back out. Like, what's bugging you, Cherry?
That rock.
It is a problem.
Well,
What about that rock?
she kind of looks off to the side and then glances at Eva. I guess I'd like to know what kind of AI we're dealing with before we let it get off our ship.
I think that's fair. I kind of wanted to see if I could ask it some sort of question. and the client was really sketchy about that. It wasn't even going to be a complicated question.
Well, Eva seems to think we might be able to sell ourselves to, well, sell our point to Miss Lloyd, but she just seems.
Sketchy?
No, that's what's annoying. I can't even complain about her being sketchy. I went through all of her old footage of all her old digs, and she's squeaky clean, like that Bishop dry guy you guys had me talk to.
Is she squeaky clean, or is she just giving you stuff that was already edited?
No, it was raw footage. She's ethical. I think she's understandably nervous, but I don't know how to make her not nervous about letting someone look at it.
Sure.
Anyway, Eva was going to help with that, and then she passed out making a knife throwing range.
Well, depressurization kills everybody pretty quick, so it's not a bad idea. We do have a lot of travel left to go, though.
What question did you want to ask?
I'll kind of look at her and say, yeah, just want to know if it's possible to be put back into a real body or to know if I'm crazy. And then just shrug.
She'd look at him with an eyebrow raised, but she does seem to be taking him seriously. And after a moment that he can tell she's thinking, he can tell she's thinking, she would just slowly say, well, I do hope you can get a question to that sooner rather than later, for obvious reasons. I already have to travel with one crazy person, possibly two. A third would just be outright intolerable.
I know, right?
She'd
Anyway,
look
that was
over to see if Eva was still sleeping. Well, whether you're metal or something more, you are a good friend. And that's pretty hard to come by.
Eva's the closest thing I have to family.
And whatever the answer, I guess don't let your housing get in the way of appreciating who you are. Too many people are obsessed with that.
Getting deep.
Yeah, I think Pete would smile lightly and say, I think you're deeper than you let on.
She would snort and roll her eyes, and then she'd stick her hands under her chin and bat her eyelashes and say, no. And then open the door. Come on, you're going to ruin my views.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And scene. Okay. Hmm. Several days later.
Does
Uh,
Cherry approach Eva to brainstorm, or do you want to
Yes,
do that?
she would have.
Okay. Sorry, Ben. We're interrupting you several days again.
do you guys want to do this? All right. So is this brainstorming about the AI phylactery thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be in character unless Danielle wants it to.
That doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say we can take it out of character and get the whole group involved.
yeah. Um, I'd be happy just rolling a no check with Eva to kind of think of ideas or things that would be beneficial to know before selling the AI that Sherry might possibly be able to get if she were, given more access than she has. I don't personally know what could make it more profitable, so I I want to either rely on the group to be smarter than me
Got you.
or roll.
We landed on like 10% equity in the whole transaction, right?
Plenty.
20.
20.
Hmm?
So it's like 20% shareholders. Do we have much say really in like how it is sold?
No, I don't think so.
Basically none.
We're not really 20% shareholders, although it's a nice thought.
Yeah, the person who hired you as security for a set amount agreed to basically pay you an additional commission based on the sale value of the uh, well, the special item that you acquired on the expedition.
But did she set the expectation that we would actually facilitate that sale?
No.
That's why I'm thinking things like uh basically prompt like if we know what the AI is, you can better select who you sell it to. This is all assuming that Sarah does not already have a singular dedicated seller or buyer in mind. If she's doing all of this for somebody else, then not much of this will sway her, I don't think. Um,
Right.
but try to think of ways that would improve her profit at the cost of a little bit of risk, whatever risk there is in exposing or activating this AI and exposing it to us.
Okay.
And that's one idea I have is knowing what it is. Like you wouldn't want to. So okay, backing up a little bit. Selling a phylactery is like selling a grab bag. You get what you get, the mystery box. But if you know that you have a war mind, you go to somebody who wants a war mind and you get more for it. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, got you.
also knowing if it's maybe a completely unbraked and unleashed thing that would be very dangerous to open up on the ship anyways, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty open-ended kind of question for me to try to answer from a no check like that.
Fair.
Um, but if you want, we can try that. You can make a no check and based on how high you roll, I'll decide what to tell you.
Now, to be fair, in my mind, I was just going to be rolling a no check to try and give Cherry a bonus on her convince check or her talk check. I wasn't actually
Oh,
expecting you to come up with like specific knowledge about who Sarah could sell this to. I was just trying to
oh,
help out Cherry's argument.
got you. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about like wanting to get fuel for your brainstorming session.
No, not really, because I feel like that could end up spiraling into a full session planning episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, oh, okay. Got you. So you're saying that's the flavor for using no to help a talk check. And the goal of this is to convince Ms. Lloyd to let you guys mess with it.
Yeah, to convince her that letting us mess with it can get her more information about it so that she can better target her selling of it to somebody who'll pay her more.
Okay.
I think, unless somebody has uh, any other thoughts.
Nah.
There's always still the risk that she's just got a singular buyer, and this is that point would fall flat. But I don't think any of us know that much about her yet.
Nope.
No, yeah, you guys don't know what plan, if any, she already has for that or any of the other stuff that she recovered. Um, so yeah, that's sounds like that's a good idea that you guys can go through with. Any any thoughts from the other three members of the crew?
Nah.
Or
Not from this part of the peanut gallery.
Send it.
I almost asked about the peanut gallery. Okay.
Do I need to
Um,
go get on my laptop? Or do we trust Ben to make this roll?
He hasn't killed us yet this session.
He did
This
roll a
session.
5 on Cherry's darts.
Fair.
Does that mean he got the bad rolls out, or that's indicative of what's to come?
I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
there's.
he got the bad roll out.
All
Okay,
right,
cool.
Avery's playing the precog. I'm gonna trust him.
Yeah, I mean we can alternate this outcome anyway, so whatever.
all right, so let's get the help roll first.
Okay, and it feels like this is less about what Eva knows and more about she did go to school quite a lot, so more about organizing the thoughts and like research and argument theory than just flat knowledge.
Okay, got you. All right, that will be a +1.
Yeah.
You rolled a 13, so a +1 to Cherry's talk check, which will be to try to convince Miss Lloyd that you guys can help her get more out of it, and ultimately convince her to let you fiddle with it. Okay, give a modifier of 1.
Yeah, and I imagine that part of this is also trying to get her to trust us with it.
Okay, she gets to reroll the 1. Okay, with the rerolled 1,
Ooh,
that is a success. That's what, a 13?
nice.
It's up
Yeah.
to a 13, which is a success. That was a DC 12, so well done, you guys.
Wow.
So, um, I would characterize this as a uh, roughly 2-hour long powwow
Okay.
in which Cherry and Eva manage to, or they ask Sarah for some time and pretty much work her over on the subject, uh, pulling out all the stops, every bit of knowledge that Cherry has about AIs and what Eva can think of as far as, you know, contingencies and risk factors and profit points and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Everything she can think of about the economics of the situation. um, and at long last, they eke out a begrudging and somewhat hedged yes that they Lloyd is will allow Cherry to try to learn some more information about it under some important conditions that she is she is present for all of that, um, and that she wants there to be um, she wants it to be conducted in a safe location because
Like a Faraday cage.
exactly,
Mhm.
um, and preferably somewhere basically air gapped from anything that would be dangerous for an AI to get control over.
Yeah, I imagine that Eva already has those ideas in mind.
Okay, I would
We,
hope so.
yeah, we would also want to wait until we're out of drill space.
Exactly. Not in drill space. In fact, Miss Lloyd, at this point in the you know, with the success you guys have behind you so far, she is very firm on not doing it on the ship either.
Okay.
That it needs to be done dirt side and with distance between this thing and any sort of computer equipment that it could take control of and do any damage with.
So
But
we're
she,
agreeing to go out into the boonies with no comm pads, no comm server, no field radios, just localized electronic tools to get into it or to interface with it.
Basically.
more or less, so she might be willing to negotiate a little bit on exactly which sorts of electronics or tools could be introduced into the scenario, about the the potential risk involved. Um, especially if there's something that you guys think you'll need in order to conduct the study or the experimentation on the thing.
Mhm.
But she she does also uh, e- establishes as a baseline that uh, whatever they discover, she still intends to sell. It might influence who she decides to sell it to. Um, she's not necessarily interested in starting a sector-wide war, but this is basically the payday of a lifetime. She's not interested in giving that up.
Pete would give a thumbs up to that.
Mhm. Yeah, Eva has no qualms. Eva still holds to the you found it, it's yours.
Okay. Then
And
yeah.
Eva does have a little bit of an ulterior motive here. She wants to work with Ms. Lloyd again.
Yeah, and that's ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, let me think here. So I think that pretty much covers all the bases that Ms. Lloyd would want to hedge this with. Um, but yeah, and she'll even agree that it should be all right for Pete to interact with it in some capacity, as long as Eva can vouch for his conduct around it. Um,
Eva would want to talk to Pete about that, by the way.
I add that to
Uh,
the.
I'll just make it real quick. Eva expresses concern about if the AI is not friendly, about it trying to take over the electronic components of Pete.
I imagine you could turn me off pretty quick if you wanted to, so is that a risk?
But wouldn't it still be inside of you?
You could figure it out eventually.
I'm trying real hard to be the bigger person here.
A lot of trust.
Taking the high road.
I mean, I guess if there was some sort of protective area, I could be outside of it till you figure out if it's acting not hostile.
Well, it could be outside of the Faraday cage.
That's fine. I don't have to like touch it or anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask it if there was a way to get back to a real body, that's all.
I'm willing to risk it if you are.
Yeah.
Alright. Eva satisfied with that.
Right. Well, okay. I think then, yeah, I think that's good for her side of it. Um, that'll be a good little adventure to prep for next session. Let's see, we're still shy of 11, so we've got time. Oh boy, let me think here.
Let's let Zeke and Bo enjoy the new dartboard.
Yeah, I guess it would only take another maybe day or so to get it all put together and sturdy enough that Eva feels confident it'll withstand their shenanigans.
Is Bo still upset? Like a day later.
No, I guess not visibly or anything.
Okay. Well, maybe not. Is he upset? But more like, is he still feeling a little bit hurt, bothered? And to be fair, I'm not really asking. Eva wouldn't know.
Mm.
This is for framing the mood that Bo is in.
Yeah. Yeah, so Eva will come into the mess at some point when Bo is preparing breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or some meal, space-time meal. Um, uh, Bo,
Hey, yo, Weeby.
that's not how my name is said. It's Eva, and it comes from. She launches into her where my name comes from and what it means. Spiel.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've heard it pronounced both ways.
No, you haven't.
Well, I pronounced it both ways.
I took your dartboard down.
You did what?
I took your dartboard down. Zeke, are you there too? Zeke.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
here.
Both of you, come with me. This is an impromptu meeting. You're both required to attend. She leads them to the lane. It's covered. It has a like just a curtain of two different colors. One is black. One side is black, and the other side is looks like it was probably brown at some point, but now it's like more of a grayish. It's not really splotchy. It's just been washed with things that are dark a lot. And you know, the people who do laundry in this group are probably thinking, that's not how washing things works. Well, it does on Eva's ship.
Mm.
She washes grease into things. And of course, there's the planning board that has been already set up in front of the lane. She turns when she gets to her planning board and waits for Bo and Zeke and anybody else that's coming along to catch up.
Well, I think Bo was building up a head of steam after she told him she'd taken the dartboard down. So he's been upset the whole way. So, dag nabbit, Eva. This is about it for me.
You said my
Wouldn't
name
let me
right.
stab that fella
You
in
said
the
my name
kidneys.
right.
You wouldn't let me. You can't find no job where I get to put any of my skills to use instead sitting around guarding folks who play in dirt or
It's okay, Bo. It's okay.
buying off some bishop instead of doing what we should have done to them.
I'm just happy you
I'm
said
not
my name
happy
right.
with this crew. I'm gonna go find somebody else if it keeps on going around like this. Then you're gonna tell me what's what.
Okay, Bo. I know you love me because you said my name right, so listen up. And she breaks out her marker and she unnecessarily draws a credit sheet on the planning board and draws a little 5 on it. Every time you miss with a dart or a knife, then you have to put 5 credits in this receptacle. Only I have the key, and I will know if you take any of them out. Don't ask me how. And I can't hold it any longer. Here's your dartboard. And she unveils the whole lane. No longer are they cramped into a hallway that's Yeah, just shy of not long enough, with people walking in and out of it and a couch in the way. It's
Mm.
it's not glamorous. It is still, pallets that have been dressed up to look nice. But at the far end of this lane is a dartboard mounted on pallets that are stacked so that the darts and even knives won't penetrate outside and hurt somebody or even ship. And it's been wallpapered so that there's no way to hide if you miss the dartboard. And she looks hopefully at Zeke and Bo.
Zeke teleports to the starting line and gets to go.
Well, I guess this is all right.
Along one side of it, there would be shelves for the there's shelves to hold like throwing knives and darts and a little cup of the darts that she could find. She has straightened the tip of those that were busted.
Ooh. I was gonna say, Bo, head from where he is, throws his buck knife like drawn and thrown from the hip.
Eva gives a little squeak. So the rules are you still have to be enclosed in the area when you're throwing things.
But I don't miss like Zeke and old Cherryberry does.
Then maybe you can teach them.
I do my best, but they're slow learners.
How do we win the credits?
The credits will go towards improving this dart lane. And the
Oh,
ship.
well, you ain't winning any credits. I'm gonna win a few. Probably win some more
No,
once I jimmy that
nobody
box
wins the
open.
credits. Nobody wins the credits. I get them, and they go to the dart lane, and then that means you get them. So you kind of win them.
Oh, well, there we go. So I'm winning. Win even more once I jimmy that box open.
You will not jimmy that box open.
Oh, what's it got? Some kind of counting sensor in there. I bet I can or short that thing out.
Do not test me on this. You will not win.
Oh, you'll never know when I skim a few off the top here or there.
I'll know. I will know. I sense a competition coming on.
Mhm.
A rivalry.
So it would seem.
So what did a 12 get me, Ben?
Oh,
Going from the
12 got you a bullseye.
yeah.
What did a 7 get me? Please say wallpaper.
No, you made it on the board. You got some random number of points. But no bullseye, but yeah, you'd hit the board.
Did I hit a triple 20?
No, you got 7 points.
Oh, you can't display it. Well, I guess just rolling it'll show the thing. Hey, so this would be a chance for anyone to have got, well, I guess aside from the others, but people were angry then, so this would be the first good chance for anyone to have gotten a good look at the knife. I guess as it sits on the board for a while.
True.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Neat.
I wonder, so, okay, got you. Yeah, I found myself wondering what exactly constituted a buck knife, since you were using that pretty specifically all along. Just basically Uh,
Or-
oh, yeah. There's a task for you. Find a couple reference images between now and next session that
Well, I could take a picture of one. Oh,
reference photo incoming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, funny enough, I know what Buck's knives are from Forged in the Fire.
Yep, absolutely.
They had those made a lot.
Uh-huh.
They really liked Buck knives. And Bowie.
Yeah, because see, I thought they were they were like a brand of knife, but I didn't know if that was also a style of knife or
I think it's
yeah, it's a.
slang for a style.
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, got you. So
It's
like
like Kleenex.
colloquially, it's used to describe a certain kind of knife because Buck are the ones that made the best one. Or was
It's like Vaseline.
Like it might have
Mhm.
been popularized by Buck back in the day, but there's no like patent on knife styles.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Although I guess this one has it on the blade as opposed to
Mhm.
Bo's, which has it carved into the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
Dex, that might be closer to a drop point sax.
Wait, what?
If you remember later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I get the reference. I do. As soon as you said it, I get it. I just don't know which part of it you're referring to. You're saying that they had them make that more?
The specific knife that Ethan posted.
Oh, oh, I've
Like a
not in that
sax
chat.
is a Viking chopper, but
Is a drop point the one where it kind of curves down a little bit?
no, it's that tiny wedge on top.
Oh, okay.
Basically, as it curves down, that top edge is sharpened or angled, so it's better at penetrating.
And I may be wrong here, but I swear I recall. Isn't it called drop point because you can hold it at the hilt, point down, drop it, and it will stick straight up if it's balanced properly, if the point is positioned properly.
I think so. We're getting too technical for this game.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
No, this is important. This is a central part of Bo's character.
I mean, I
Gotta
don't
make
know.
sure
That
we
looks similar to a McCurdy knife.
gotta make sure we are all up to speed on knife lore.
Mm-hmm.
How openly do Zeke and Bo seem to be appreciating this?
I don't know. The kathunk of blades into the dartboard is pretty open to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's given any thank yous or anything, but he is enjoying the dartboard.
Does he fall to his knees, tears of joy in his eyes?
He came to me, tears in his eyes.
Nope, nope. Okay. I think Eva recognizes that he is appreciating it. She pats herself on the back.
Okay, I just have to ask because she's that kind of character. Does she literally do that?
Yes.
I love it. All right, let me see. Okay.
We seem to be missing Danielle.
Yeah, I was
heard
just
her
checking.
drop off.
She didn't text me. So I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Could be
What
audio issues
may have
again.
happened. Yeah. Um. I was actually going to ask. It's already 11:10 or so. It's almost 11:10. I'm kind of thinking this would be a good time to wrap up with just a couple minutes of narrating us to a different starting point next time. Um,
I'm fine
so
with
I
that.
think, uh, yeah. So Zeke and Bo enjoy their new dartboard lane, uh, better protected from damaging parts of the ship that Eva cares about, and parts that are actually more damageable. uh, being being along an outer bulkhead means sturdier stuff that's not going to be as bothered by a stray knife or dart here and there.
And they have to get through the pallets first.
Exactly. So there's plenty of time before Eva anticipates any sort of repairs needing to be made to this sit up. Um, so yeah, a couple more days of metadimensional space pass by, and including somewhere in all this mix, there was a very brief layover in Orzgrokupiet, which blessedly goes off without a hitch. Just another the final dose of everyone's rad prevention pills, and before you know it, you guys are lurching into real space. Strange colors and senses a tingle in the Urala system. And that is where we will pick up next session, on the hunt for a place to take a crack at this phylactery, see what you can learn about it, and with hopefully we'll plan to do the planning for what tools and uh, other sorts of things you might need to prepare between sessions, so we don't take up too much of next session doing that live. And let's see. So yeah, I think that'll wrap us for tonight's session. Everyone can have a point of experience.
Well, this aligns nicely. It means that we will level up in a session where we first make contact with an AI.
Mm-hmm. Quite fitting indeed.
I guess not first.
Yeah, after that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, didn't we? Wasn't that effectively an AI that we made contact with when we first got into Demnoth? Like, not the bot that was there, but wasn't there some contact with its reach?
Sort of.
Okay. All right. Well, our first communication, hopefully, with
Mm-hmm.
an AI.
Mm-hmm. My answer was going to be, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, I'm going to tell you, Ben, right now, that it would be a major bummer and not a good thing if it turns out that us digging into the box breaks everything and we get nothing. Just put that out there.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's very true. That would be a major bummer. Hopefully you guys won't do anything, considerably reckless. 'Cause I think both as players and as characters, you guys are pretty capable of navigating the different possibilities and
Yeah.
trying some stuff and maybe even taking some small risk without doing anything that's going to result in disaster.
I mean, Ben, I'm hurt. It's us. Would we do anything foolish and unplanned?
No,
Speak for
never.
yourself.
Now, I will say that, and this is no way reflection on you, Ben, but I did have um, flashbacks to early days GMing and playing in games where this kind of situation could easily have been justified by any one of those early GMs as, well, you opened the box and now it's out. You get nothing. You did that.
Oh man, are you talking about the UDB or UBD, whatever it was?
Oh, did they do that? Oh my gosh, I think that,
Well, so I guess I don't
yeah, no,
remember.
you're talking about
Yeah,
UDB, yeah, uh-huh.
I think they did some stuff. I mean, the the memorable thing was the game where we pulled the switcheroony.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was I don't remember what it was. It was like I don't think that was an AI core. It was
I don't
some kind
know.
of pre-tick gizmo. I don't know that we ever even knew what it was exactly.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Um,
We just knew
but
that our mission was to get it and retrieve it for our side, and we encountered some people who said, "Hey, we'll give you some money for it," and we're like, "All right, cool."
no, we were supposed to blow it up. That was
Oh.
the whole thing. It had to be destroyed
Oh.
because the somebody had gotten it and was experimenting on it, and so we needed
Right.
to go blow up the whole operation, blow up the thing they were messing with because it was too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, in the process, um, we ended up basically replacing the people who were there working on it and selling the thing to their, I guess, from out of system benefactors,
Yeah.
the space Viking cybernetic uh,
Yep.
crazies. And then we never got to follow up on that, which was a bummer.
Yeah.
That would have been fun because we
Yep.
we were gonna. There was a whole prison break that we were gonna have to plan.
All right, let's wrap
Yeah.
this up though.
Anyway, true. Yeah, we digress a bit. All right, on to faves. I think.
Do we have
Uh,
Danielle back?
I know I texted her. I could go and oh, let's see. Hmm. So something time sensitive just came up for her. I'm checking
Oh.
to see if she needs me to do anything. Oh, she says she also hung up at the time because Noah had come awake screaming. So
Oh.
that'll do it too.
Yep.
Hi. Sorry,
Hey.
guys.
Okay.
I will be.
Alrighty. Let's see then. We have got Ethan up first this time. But Ethan is muted.
There we go.
Okay, there you are.
Mine. I think, yeah, being told to get back to the kitchen
That was a good line. That
uh.
was so good.
and general dartboard shenanigans.
All right, Robert.
I don't know. A lot of good in character roleplay of learning the new characters and such. Dartboard shenanigans, I think.
Righty. Oh, shenanigans. Avery.
Badger knives.
That
I
was
did
Knife
throw that
is a
word.
badger.
I did throw that verb form of that into the quote channel.
I saw that.
Badger knife. That is good. I definitely, let's see, I don't know where oh yeah, where was that? Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, mine was definitely CP30. I guess, and it was Fun Police, I think.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
CP30 Fun Police.
I have been sitting on that joke since session 0.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I was wondering
Wow.
because I was like, man, how did none of us think of that earlier? With the putting Pete in for the P. Very well done. Yeah, and I guess yeah, I guess I don't even know how to. I guess the I don't really know how to describe it, but basically the persistence you guys showed in pushing for a way to work on the thing, and but giving a good justification for why you should be able to mess with the AI's core. I don't know. Uh, I'll just call it the compelling case for tinkering with the core. I appreciated that, Danielle.
I think Jerry getting business pitch help from Eva. But more importantly, Barry pouting.
3 times.
It was a rough day for her.
All right, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ben.
No, I was just transitioning to you.
I wrote down so many things that I don't remember the full context of one of them. And several of them have already been said. That was part of my plan, was to write down a lot of things and make sure that all the things got voiced, hoping that you guys would pick some of them.
Context optional.
So the first thing I wrote down was, that's what she said. Delivery and timing on that was perfect, Ethan. I don't even remember
really
what preceded it. It just was so good. Pete and Bo continuing to develop as frenemies is great. And self-gratifying this one, just Pete and Cherry putting Eva to bed was so bloody adorable.
I like that we got to see both sides of Pete in the session.
Yes.
I will let you just die on the battlefield. I don't care, but also I'm gonna put her to bed.
Tuck my squishy human into bed.
Yep.
This was such a great session for character growth and development. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did like the development of. Well, I'm gonna have to ask myself if Cherry is intentional about how her personality changes with different crewmates or not. But I did notice that she takes Pete a lot more seriously in conversation. And I thought it was very interesting. Well, one, for him to say to her, I think you're deeper than most people give you credit for, or something like that. But then for her to actually go from being like, man, this is a crazy robot. Of course, he's just a robot, to it doesn't matter what your housing is like. You know, you're a good friend. So don't get hung up on whether or not you're human or metal or whatever. So it was kind of a like character development, yes, but also like it felt like a development of the friendship as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of stuff this session.
Yeah, seemed like a good time was had by all. All right, well, I think that'll end it for us. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Closing the stream down.